So yesterday afternoon, I started getting a bunch of messages because apparently Iman Gadzhi had posted a 3-minute rant on his Instagram story criticizing or essentially hating on the IPGA business model. Now, in case you didn't know, I popularized the IPGA business model when I started scaling it, and I actually gave it its name, IPGA, last year. And just for the record, I'm still running my IPGA and I'm still signing clients with my IPGA, and I'm actually enjoying the work I'm doing with my clients more than ever. But we'll get to that later. First and foremost, we should watch the video through together, and I'll give you just a couple comments as we watch it through. Okay, so I've got it pulled up here. Somebody recorded it for me, and yeah, let's play it.
All right, so I'm going to go on a little bit of rant here about IPGA, which is basically being an agency for like infopreneurs, digital entrepreneurs, like people who sell courses, programs, products, shit like that, as well as e-com growth partner, like being the agency behind e-commerce brands. It's fucking stupid, right? Here's what you need to understand. There's non-educated and educated buyers. Educated buyers, you have to be really good at what you fucking do. Now, educated buyers, like I'll give you an example. You've got Rolex, right? Most people who want a Rolex, they don't know what fucking materials are used or how many springs are used inside, or they don't give a fuck about the caliber of the movement. They don't care about any of that stuff, right? Right? So being a salesperson for Rolex is a lot easier than being a salesperson, for example, for something like Vacheron.
Fair enough. The point stands.
Collectors, and you need to know every single detail of the watch, right? That's basically the difference between a non-educated and an educated buyer. So it's kind of like imagine you're a personal trainer, right? Imagine you're a personal trainer and you either are a personal trainer to athletes, like you're their strength and conditioning coach, or you just help people lose weight. Who do you think is a harder sell? Who do you think is going to get more shit tests from potential clients? Who do you think is going to have their clients be like, okay, what do you actually know about what you're doing? It's going to be the person who's dealing with educated buyers, for example, in that case, with a professional athlete, whereas someone who's just helping people lose a bit of weight in the gym, if they look half decent, if they know like a little bit about what they're doing, most people who are overweight are like, okay, cool, this person can help me. That's basically the same thing when you're selling agency services. When you're first starting out for beginners. Now here's the thing, being an e-com growth partner or working with infopreneurs, which is actually what my agency did for the last 4 years, or 4 of the.
All right, so we'll continue the video in a second. So his point stands with the fact that, of course, you need to be more skilled to be a personal trainer for a professional athlete as compared to your average Joe who wants to lose a couple of kilos, right? Granted, of course, the personal trainer who can work with a top 10 tennis player or world-class athlete is obviously also making a lot more money than your average personal trainer, right? But let's just continue the video for now.
4 of the 6 years it was running was we worked with mainly info businesses towards the end, a lot of e-commerce businesses. Reason why is because we had a lot of experience. We knew what we were doing.
All right, so essentially what he's saying here is that for the last many years of running his own agency, he was actually doing IPGA, so to speak, in the sense that he was working mainly or actually almost exclusively with info product clients. What they were doing though, to my knowledge, was only running ads for them, which is IPGA isn't just running ads for info products, but we'll get to that in a second.
But it's so funny to me to hear these people say, yeah, you should be a IPGA growth partner. And by the way, I can make a case against their argument without actually I have nothing against these people. So I want to make that clear. I have nothing against these people. It's just their argument is fucking stupid. And you just have to use a little bit of brain cells if you are talking to beginners. Now, if you make it very clear, hey, if you are an agency owner that's been running your agency for 2 years, being an e-com growth partner or being an IPGA or growth partner for info businesses, this is the best way to do it. I'll go, okay, fair. But to try to recommend that to beginners is fucking stupid. That's like trying to tell PTs, hey, I'm going to teach you how to be a PT and specifically work with professional athletes. Well, a professional athlete is going to call you out on your fucking shit that you don't know what you're talking about. Whereas, let's say, for example, in the agency world, if you're working with real estate agents, gyms, these kind of brick and mortar businesses in your first half year, year and a half.
All right, so what I want to say here, I'm just going to pause the video. We'll finish it in a second. It's true that the service delivery that you're going to do as an SMA, if you're working with real estate clients or e-commerce clients, that service delivery is a whole lot easier than the service delivery that you're doing as an IPGA, where you're taking experts with advanced knowledge that others could benefit from, and you're helping them structure that knowledge into a vision and then turning that into an info product, and then managing the whole backend for hosting and setting up that info product. And then you're actually going to go out and market it, right? So keep in mind, IPGA is not just marketing info products, it's helping experts turn their knowledge into an info product and then marketing and scaling it. His point stands in the sense that the service delivery for an SMA is a whole lot easier for a beginner than the service delivery for an IPGA. Here comes the big issue, okay? I used to do SMA myself, okay? That's how I got my start in online business. I used to teach SMA as well, like Iman does teach SMA now. I stopped my SMA and I stopped teaching SMA a few years ago. I stopped updating my course a few years ago and I stopped selling it almost 2 years ago at this point because of one simple point. Yes, the service delivery is easy and it's a great way to get started in online business if you can actually get a client. The problem with SMA, and the main reason that I stopped teaching it, was because of people like me and Iman having taught it to thousands and thousands of people. Well, the amount of SMAs out there is astronomical. And so to get an SMA client requires for you to set up the most advanced outreach systems, automated email, this and that, and they'll cost you both time and money and so much wasted effort to set up, because before you even getting to the fun part or the profitable part of doing service delivery, well, now you spend 3-6 months just getting your first client. And that's such a waste of time. But I think there was just a few seconds left of the video, so let's just watch the ending.
These businesses know fuck all about marketing. That's why it's easier to sign them, because you only need to be a couple steps ahead of them. Does that make sense?
All right, so what he's saying is, as an SMA, your clients are stupid. They don't know anything about marketing, so it's easy to sign them. Well, again, the point would kind of stand years ago because there was not a lot of SMAs. And so going out and reaching out to any e-commerce business or any business that sells a product and offering them marketing services or saying, hey, I'm going to offer you to run your social media ads and scale your sales, well, that was easy because they'd say yes. Now, every single prospect that you reach out to as an SMA, they'll already have gotten reached out to by 300 SMAs before you. And so it's just going to be an instant no. You're likely not even going to get a response. Whereas as an IPGA, it's the opposite, right? The service delivery is more difficult than the SMA, but the getting clients part, that's extremely easy as an IPGA because there's almost nobody doing it. And there's millions and millions of professionals that would love to work with an IPGA to turn their expert level knowledge into an online course that they can scale their impact and their revenue with. Now, I don't know how many of you know Jordan Platten. He's another OG in the SMA YouTube space. He actually made a very similar comment on the IPGA business model when I first announced it like 18 months ago. He made a whole YouTube video out of it. I don't remember if it was 8, 10, 12, or 18 minutes. He essentially said exactly what Iman just said. And well, if we're going to boil down what they're saying is, well, you're stupid, so you should run an SMA because IPGA is too difficult for you. That's essentially what they're saying. If you go and watch Jordan Platten's video, you get the exact same message between the lines. It's like, I don't have faith in you to be able to do a good job, so I don't have faith in you to run an IPGA. Iman even is saying himself, well, I'm running an IPGA. He used to work with those kind of clients, but you're too stupid to do that, right? You can't do that, so you should start with SMA. Now, again, the point stands in the sense that if you could start an SMA and get some clients, that would be a pretty good starting point for your online business journey. And then you could transition into IPGA. But the fact is, today, starting an SMA is just so saturated. So you're going to waste so much time trying to get clients that are going to give you slave robotic work. There's no creativity in the work anymore. It's just robotic, repetitive tasks. And so as an SMA, you're not growing in your business on a personal or on a career/business level. It's just become robotic and you're wasting time just trying to get clients. With an SMA, if you have 10 clients, well, maybe you're making 10 to 25K per month. With an IPGA, you could make 10 to 25, even 50K per month with one single client because of the profit share that you're going to get when you're scaling them. And for the record, I've never said that IPGA is easy. I've always, since the beginning, said that IPGA is significantly more difficult than SMA because the service delivery and everything you need to know to manage the entire structure of an IPGA is significantly more complex than running an SMA. But that's also why it's a real business and you're working with real clients and you're making real money and you can grow tremendously as an IPGA, as a person and on a business point of view, because it is complex. It is a challenge. But again, that's also why you're going to make a lot of money with it. So I guess if we were to give a conclusion on Iman's statement and Jordan Platten's whole statement, is like, if you're stupid, as they say you are, then you should run an SMA because you're not qualified to do an IPGA. But I think I just have a lot more faith in you guys to actually be able to think and use your brain and create a good business. And well, at this point, it's not just faith. I've literally seen hundreds and hundreds of our IPGA Masterclass students build insanely successful IPGAs, sign a lot of clients, and deliver amazing results to them. So at this point, it's not just faith or theory. I've seen it in practice, but I just find that kind of crazy that that's what they're saying. It's like, you're too stupid to run an IPGA. He's going to do it. I'm going to do it. But you're too stupid. You need to do SMA and slave for low-paying clients with a boring robotic service delivery that you can't grow in. I think one of the main points I want to get across in this video is, like, we've all had an overload, almost a fatigue of easy way to 10K per month guides on YouTube, right? There's a lot of them. There's no shortage of online business models being recommended that can magically take you to 10K per month. And I think my underlying point that I want to get across here is, for you to get to 10K per month with anything, you have to be somewhat smart or very hardworking, right? And so, are there easy paths there? Yes, they're easy. They're easy if you work hard and if you're somewhat smart, right? But the notion that if you're stupid, as they pretty much claim you are, if you're stupid and you're not willing to work hard, that you can still get to 10K per month. And if you really believe in that, then you should check yourself. Okay, that's the true BS here. There are easy paths to 10K per month, but easy means working hard and being smart, okay? But if you do those two, well, then it's easy, quote unquote. And that's the main thing, you know, just let's underline that. The notion that it should be easy or beginner friendly is BS. I mean, IPGA is beginner friendly if you study everything you need to know to run an IPGA. Well, then you can do it as a beginner. But if you think that you're going to go out and start an IPGA without having studied everything there is to know about IPGA and then succeed in the service delivery you're going to do with your clients, well, that's delusional, right? It's like thinking that you can go out and replace people that have studied particular profession at university and you can go out and replace them without having studied what they've studied. Like, of course you need to study, of course you need to put in work. But so if the notion today is that beginner friendly means you don't have to study, you don't need to do anything, and now you can get to 10K per month. Okay, yeah, sure, IPGA is definitely not beginner friendly. Let's just conclude that right now. As I said at the beginning of the video, I'm still running my IPGA. In fact, in the last 2 weeks, I've signed 3 new clients. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. So I've signed 1 of them, and the 2 are actually still pending contract signing, but they're 99% signed. Okay, so these clients range between 5 to 15,000 euros in upfront payments, and then they're averaging 10% in profit share. Okay, and I'm confident I'm going to scale each and every one of those clients to 1, 2, or 300K plus per month. Okay, one of them, in fact, is already at 200K per month. So maybe we'll get them to 500,000 per month or 1 million per month. If I'm getting 10% profit share on that, well, you do the math. I can make anywhere between 10 to 100K per month with 1 client with my 10% profit share. And as you can probably guess, well, at that point, I don't really care about my 5, 10, or 15K upfront fee. It's just a formality, and it's to secure my initial time investment. And yeah, again, it's not just a theory. It's not just working for me, and I think it can work for others. Like, we opened the IPGA Masterclass last year. We had hundreds of people come in, and I've never seen such an influx of student results. It was insane. Like, if you haven't seen any of our IPGA student results, go on my website and like watch the demo video through where I walk you through like 100 student results, and you can see for yourself with your own eyes how well it works for people. So no, it's not beginner friendly if you don't want to put in work and if you don't want to study. But if you do want to study and if you do want to put in work, which, let's be honest, is required to get to 10K per month with anything, well, then it's probably the best thing you can do right now, as opposed to SMA, where, again, yes, the service delivery is easier, but you're also probably making a tenth of per client of what you'd be making with IPGA, and you're going to be fighting against like 100 million other SMAs to try and get the same clients. Whereas on IPGA, you don't even need the advanced outreach methods because getting clients is so easy because it's so in demand. We've seen that time and time again. People writing in our community, like I came from SMA, I was struggling to get clients. I've literally seen people in our community writing. I brought a tear to my eye doing outreach for IPGA because they were literally thanking me for reaching out to them because they had been searching for something like this. Like, these are the kind of messages we're getting in the IPGA community. Just to tell you the difference, okay? SMA, easy service delivery, very hard to get clients. IPGA, hard service delivery, but very easy to get clients. So you choose which one you want. I choose the more challenging service delivery one where it's easy to get clients, because it goes without saying that's where you can grow more as a person and on a business level. Okay, so I guess that's it. Also, I think Iman said at the end of his story, he has nothing against these people. So I guess he's referring to me. I have nothing against him either. We were actually on the phone for like an hour a couple of weeks ago, and we text regularly. So there's no hard feelings. Business is business. I guess he wanted to promote his new SMA offer, and that's completely fair. It is what it is. It's so easy to influence the opinions of people, especially beginners, by saying one thing is trash and the other thing isn't. And so I'm not usually the person to respond to hate or anything that goes against me. Actually, in fact, I've never done that before. But just felt like it was also a responsibility to all the people that are doing IPGA and studying with us, like, just to give a little response back, because yeah, there was quite a lot of swearing in that video and quite a lot of it's effing stupids. Actually, one last thing that I've forgotten was I wanted to show you this conversation I had with an IPGA student of mine right after the stories were posted. So he replied this to a story I had posted of a song that I liked on my private Instagram. And well, he said, Iman just make a story about IPGA and he's not really nice with you. By the way, I'm in co-ed, which is the name of our mother company, essentially the IPGA Masterclass, since the start. And today we're a team of 6A players. Last month we've made 87K, and we just have 4 online courses with a profit share between 40 to 60%. Thanks, bro. So I said, haha, bro, they're just trying to sell more of their shit. Anyone who's in IPGA knows that it's the superior business model. In fact, every time a competitor tries to diss IPGA, they actually end up confirming the superiority of IPGA unconsciously / between the lines, which essentially is what happened, right? They say SMA is for stupid people, that's why you should do it. IPGA is for smart people, but it's too hard for you, so you shouldn't do it. So yeah, then I said, happy to hear this, man. You're crushing it. Keep going. IPGA is goated. And then they said, haha, exactly, bro. He just made a story for saying IPGA sucks, and 2 minutes later he revealed he grinded since 4 years. No sense. But he's leaving more space for us now, so let's let him speak. And then he replied, yes, thanks, boss. This month we're probably going to make 100K for the first time. This business model really changed my life. If you want to make a podcast or maybe some testimonial, text me, bro. So yeah, that's I guess that proves my point. All right, that's it for this video. If you want to check out IPGA, you can do that by the link below. If not, that's cool. All right, ciao.